The 2026 Corvette Stingray pulls you in before you even touch the door handle. There is something about the way it sits that tells you this car is not trying to impress anyone. It knows exactly what it is. When you walk up to it, the first thing that hits you is how low and wide the body looks. The sculpted nose leans forward like it wants to launch itself down the road. The sharp lines along the hood guide your eyes straight to the mid-engine layout. And even though the design is familiar, the new model feels a bit tighter and more refined. The headlights are slimmer, the grille looks cleaner, and the entire front section feels like it has been shaped to cut through the air without wasting an inch. Move to the side and the profile speaks the language of speed. The big side intakes sit deep in the body, feeding cool air to the heart of the car. The doors are smooth, and the proportions are balanced in a way that only a mid-engine sports car can pull off. The roofline flows back gently, ending at a short rear deck that holds the engine beneath it. The wheels look like they were pulled straight from a concept car. They fill the arches perfectly and show off big, bright brakes that remind you this machine is built to handle real power. Every step around the car makes you notice another small detail, whether it is the vents, the angles, or the shadow lines that move with the sunlight. At the back, the Corvette Stingray looks aggressive without trying too hard. The quad exhaust tips sit inside a clean rear diffuser, and the taillights have a sharp, confident look that fits the rest of the design. The rear glass gives you a clear view of the engine, which is always a cool sight, especially when the light hits the metal and carbon fiber. The spoiler sits low and neat, not oversized, just enough to keep the car planted at high speed. You get the feeling that the designers wanted every part of the rear to look purposeful, and it works. From the outside, the 2026 Stingray feels like a car that was built for driving, not just for showing off. When you open the door and sit inside, the cabin wraps around you. The seating position is low, but the visibility is better than you expect from a car this shape. The cockpit leans toward the driver, making you feel like everything has been arranged for you alone. The steering wheel has a square design that feels natural once your hands settle into the grips. The digital cluster in front of you is crisp, quick, and easy to read, giving you the essentials without clutter. The materials feel high quality, with soft leather, smooth stitching, and a mix of metal and carbon fiber on the surfaces. There is nothing cheap or rushed about the interior. It feels premium and thoughtfully built. The center control strip separates the driver from the passenger, angled slightly so you can reach everything without stretching. The touchscreen is responsive and simple to use, with maps, camera views, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the usual controls. The audio system fills the cabin clearly even with the engine right behind you, though most people will probably prefer listening to the engine itself. The seats hold you firmly without being stiff, making both daily driving and long trips comfortable. You can adjust them in several ways, and the bolstering keeps you steady when you push the car around corners. Storage is surprisingly good for a mid-engine sports car. You get space in the front trunk and a smaller area in the back. It is enough for a couple of bags or some gear, which makes the Stingray more practical than it looks. The cabin also has small compartments and cup holders, which might sound simple, but it makes the car easier to live with. Once the engine fires up, the interior takes on a different tone. You feel the vibration behind you and the sound rises quickly when you tap the throttle. The Stingray still runs a naturally aspirated V8, and it delivers strong, immediate power. It does not hesitate or build up slowly. It responds the moment you touch the pedal. The acceleration pushes you back into the seat and the transmission shifts smoothly as the car surges forward. The mid-engine balance gives the car a confident feel, whether you are cornering at speed or cruising on a straight road. The steering feels sharp without being twitchy, and the brakes bite with authority. Driving the 2026 model feels a bit more polished than before. The suspension has been tuned to absorb bumps while keeping the car planted. You get a mix of comfort and performance that makes it easy to use every day. Switch the driving modes and the character changes. In the sportier settings, the engine note grows louder, the steering firms up, and the car feels more alert. You can tell the car wants to be driven hard, but it never feels overwhelming. Even with all this performance, the cabin stays quiet enough to hold a conversation or enjoy music. Road noise is controlled, and the insulation does a good job at blocking out wind. The climate system cools the cabin quickly, and the controls are straightforward. There are also plenty of safety features such as cameras, parking sensors, blind spot alerts, and lane assistance. These tools help when navigating tight spaces or busy traffic. The combination of performance and comfort is what makes the Stingray stand out. It is fast, sharp, and exciting, but it is also a car you can drive without stress. The interior does not overwhelm you with too many switches and screens, and the exterior looks modern without losing the Corvette identity. It feels like a car built for people who love driving and want a machine that looks as good as it performs. As you spend more time with it, the 2026 Corvette Stingray feels like a perfect balance between power and everyday usability. It offers the thrill of a mid-engine sports car while giving you the comfort and tech that make daily driving easy. From the sleek exterior to the driver-focused cabin and the strong V8 behind your seat, the car delivers a complete experience. It has the confidence of a performance car and the polish of a premium one. When you step out and look at it again, you understand why it continues to be one of the most iconic sports cars on the road today.